Hello student, this is your physics teacher and today I am going to start the chapter that is work power energy and let's see. So what is work power energy? This is the introduction of the chapter. Work. Here you are seeing that a person is carrying a what is say a container and he's walking. Does he work? Okay. Does he work? I'm asking just does he work? Let's see. Okay. So a man is sitting on a computer and working for 12 hours a day. Okay, this is the another example. Does he work? Again, I'm asking. Actually, in physics term, the work done by them, by these two men, one person who is walking and the other person who is sitting on a computer and working for 12 hours a day. But in physics, their work done will be equal to zero. Why? Because work done needs displacement. See another example, a man carrying a heavy load on his head and standing under the sun for hours together. Does he work? Again, the answer will be no. Okay. So now, can you say they are doing work? Normally, we can say they are working hard. Of course, we say, okay, but in physics, by the point of definition, where the work definition is equal to force into displacement. So here, uh, as displacement is zero, so force is zero. And sometimes when force and displacement are perpendicular to each other, that time also work done is zero. So see, in all the example we say that the work done here is zero. Why? Because there was no displacement in the above two cases according to the physics. Okay. So what is work according to physics? Work is said to be done by a force when a body undergoes displacement parallel to the line of action of force. And if there is a component of force in the direction of displacement, then we calculate that component of the force, okay, in that direction. Okay. But here the boy is sitting in front of PC, personal computer, and he's doing work. Okay, some school work. But as per the point of view of the physics, there is no displacement, so the work done is zero. But here, this person, the second one, is actually carrying something and there is a displacement. He is applying a force. Okay, of course the force is somewhat oblique, but the component of the force is acting towards the direction of displacement. So here the work done will be work will be done over here. Okay. So definition of our work is said to be done by a force when a body undergoes displacement parallel to the line of action of force or parallel to the one of the component of the force applied. So work done is equal to force into displacement, and this is the expression. Okay. Remember the thing that force and displacement both are vector quantity, but work is a scalar quantity because the product here it is the scalar product, and in a scalar product the result is a scalar. That's why it is known as scalar product. Okay. And see, it is also known as dot product. So if I remove the if I actually elaborate the expression, a cos theta over term will come over here. Okay. See, in the picture you are seeing that there are two blocks. Okay. And force is oblique, and the in the direction of displacement the force is f cos theta. In the direction of displacement the force is f cos theta. So the net expression, or you can say the magnitude of the work, will be equal to the product of the component f cos theta into displacement in the direction. So the expression becomes like this. Okay. Whenever if there is any force and it is oblique, we have to find out the rectangular component. Okay. It's a custom. So f cos theta in the direction of displacement of the body, and f sin theta it is in the perpendicular direction of the displacement of the body. But the body is not moving in the perpendicular direction, so here the work done will be 0 in case of perpendicular direction. Okay, so see here, work done will be equal to f cos theta into s, that is f dot s. Okay, and of course it is a scalar product or dot product. Okay, now work is a scalar quantity. I already told. The CGS unit of work is dyne centimeter, and it is better known as erg. It indicates that when a force of one dyne is applied on a body, and the point of application of force undergoes a displacement of 1 centimeter in the direction of force, then we say that 1 erg of work has been done over there. And in case of SI unit, it is the Newton meter, and it is better known as joule, where the definition of 1 joule is that work is said to be 1 joule if the force 1 Newton displaces a body through a displacement of 1 meter, okay, in the direction of force. And we can convert joule into erg and vice versa. See here, 1 Newton is actually equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 meter can be written as 10 to the power 2 centimeter. So by putting, we get 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter, but again we know very well that dyne centimeter is actually erg. So the expression becomes 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg. It's a very big unit. Joule is a very big unit. Okay, remember the thing. So the work done in holding a 15 kg suitcase while waiting for a bus for 15 minutes is. So this is a question I think that you will be able to answer. So the options are 225 joule, 13500 joule, 1500 joule, 0 joule. Actually there is no displacement, then I think you must answer the option D, which is 0. Okay, because there is no displacement. There is a circular track of radius r in a vertical plane. Okay, and the body undergoes displacement from the point A to point B. Okay, see here, from the point A to point B the body undergoes displacement, and you have to find out the work done. So how the work will be done? We just find the direction of force. The direction of force here, it is the downward direction, and the force is here the weight of the body itself, that is the gravitational force. And you know very well that gravitational force is equal to mg, and the displacement is actually the value of the length of AB. AB means the diameter. Okay, so if the radius is r, the diameter will be 2r, so the displacement will be equal to 2r. Okay, and the weight is actually mg, so let's see the expression mg. Okay, and this will be equal to 2r, so the expression will be equal to 2 mgr. Okay, because this one is r, see, this one is r. Remember this thing, that I think that this will be the answer B, option B. A force 5I plus 3Z is applied on a body over a particle which displaces it from a region of 3I, preferably the work done on the particle is. Just try to find out the dot product F dot R. You will get the answer. Okay, here we multiply the I unit, the coefficient of I with the coefficient of with actually we need to multiply the coefficient of I, and same is with the coefficient of J, and we simply add or whatever subtract, then we will get the result. So 5 into 2, and the second one becomes 3 into minus 1. Okay, so when we are adding, we will get actually 5 to 10, that will be equal to 7. So the answer will be equal to 7 joule. It's all the things are in SI system, so here it will be 7 joule. See, minus 7 joule, 13 joule, so plus 7 joule, plus 11 joule. These are the option, and we just need to use the formula W is equal to F dot S, where here the dot is actually indicating that the product of F and S is dot product. Types of works. Work done by a force may be positive, negative, or zero. What is the positive work? See, positive work means that force is parallel to displacement. Okay, negative work means that the force is in the opposite direction of displacement, and zero work means that the force is zero. Okay, or the displacement is zero. Okay, or the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree. See one by one. The first one, positive work. Okay, so if the angle between force and displacement is lying between 0 to 90 degree, in that case work done will be positive work. Okay, see here, this is the angle and it should lie between the 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, because the angle comes in the quadrant. Okay, the angle comes in the first quadrant, and in first quadrant the cos theta is positive, and so the expression W is equal to F as cos theta. Here the cos theta terms come over here, so cos theta becomes positive, so work becomes positive. Okay, so now positive work signify that the external force favors the motion of the body. Okay, it always favors the motion. Accelerator is a very good example of the positive work, positive force. Okay, and whenever the car accelerates or the bike accelerates, that time you can say that there is a positive work being done by the train, car, or bike. Negative there are a number of examples. When a person lifts a body from the ground, the work done by the lifting force is positive. See here this example, the force is acting in the upward direction, and the displacement also occurs in the upward direction. Okay, so simply both are in the same direction, so we say that theta is here 0 degree. Okay, and so the work done will be positive. When a spring is stretched, see in this case also the spring is stretched and the displacement occurs, okay, towards the right direction, and the force is also towards the right direction, so we say that here work done is positive. So these are the example of positive work. If the displacement is in the same direction, the work done is maximum. Work done will be maximum only when theta is equal to 0 degree, because when theta is equal to 0 degree, cos theta, the value of cos theta is lying between -1 to +1. So the maximum value here it is +1. Okay, it will be equal. Okay, so the maximum value is +1, and it happens only when theta is equal to 0 degree. Negative work. Negative work means that force is opposite to displacement. Theta is the angle between the force and displacement, and the angle is obtuse. That means that the angle between the force and displacement is lying between 90 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so this is the expression. Negative, generally it opposes the motion of body. Brake system is an example of the negative work. So whenever brake is applied, the car stops, the bike stops. Okay, and that time the negative work is being done. Okay, examples, when a person lifts a body, see here in the same example, in the same photo I have shown, okay, earlier, that it is a positive work, but see, we can say that here this is the negative work example as well. Why? See, uh, positive work and negative work, it depends on the force, which force you are considering. Okay, so here now I am considering not the lifting force, I am considering the force of gravity. Okay, so the force of gravity is always downward, and the displacement is occurring in the opposite direction, so here the angle between them is 180 degree. Okay, cos 180 degree, it is actually cos 180 degree, it is actually equal to -1. So we can say that the work done here, it is negative, and the maximum negative will be when this condition is satisfied, that when theta is equal to 180 degree. But in reality, if the angle lie between 90 degree and 180 degree, then the work is negative, because the angle comes in the second quadrant. Okay, the angle comes in the second quadrant, and the value of cos theta in the second quadrant is negative. Okay, similarly, when a body is made to slide over a rough surface, the friction force always acts in the opposite direction of the displacement of the block, and here this is also the case of the negative work. So now zero work. With zero work, there are three conditions when work done becomes zero. If the force is perpendicular to displacement, that time we will put the value of theta equal to 90 degree, and we will get the expression cos 90. What is the value of cos 90? It is 0. So the work done will be equal to 0. Okay, example, see, in this example, see, the body is made to move in a circle, and always there is centripetal force. See, centripetal force is always acting towards the center. Okay, but the body has a tendency to move always tangentially, or you can say in the tangent direction drawn at any point. Okay, then we at any point on the curve, then we here find that the angle between them becomes 90 degree, because the displacement will happen if the thread snaps, if the rope snaps. So displacement will happen in the direction of tangent drawn at the point, but the force, centripetal force, will always act toward the center, and so the angle between them becomes 90 degree. So this is one particular example. Similarly, we can take the example of our own solar system. Earth is moving around the sun, and Earth has always a tendency to move in a tangential direction, but the gravitational force, okay, with which it is attracted towards the sun, it is acting towards the center, and the angle between the tendency of the motion of the uh, earth and the line joining the earth and sun is always 90 degree. So here the work done will be 0 in case of our planetary motion. And when there is no displacement also, the work done will be 0. Okay, suppose I am pushing a wall, and the wall is very big enough. Okay, so uh, I find that there is no displacement. Okay, whatever hard I force apply, I apply the force. Okay, and the third case is when there is no force acting on the body. So if I keep a body and if I do not apply a force on the body, then what will happen? The body will remain at that position, and displacement will also become 0. And one more thing is that if the body is moving with constant velocity, then we can say that there is no change in velocity. And if there is no change in velocity, we say that there is acceleration that is equal to 0. Okay, because there is no change in velocity. And if the acceleration is 0, then force is also 0. A man pushes a wall and fails to displace it. He does. So these are the option. What option will be correct? He does work, negative work, positive but not maximum work, no work at all. Yes, you are right. It is the option. The correct option is no work at all. Now this is one particular example. A man is rowing a boat stream, and in spite of that, the boat is found to be not moving with respect to bank. Work done by the man is, so here we have to consider that where is the application of the force. Okay, so uh, if I consider that the person is applying a force during rowing on the water, then definitely that there is a displacement of the water molecule, because water molecules are not stagnant, they are always undergoing displacement. Okay, so displacement happens. Okay, and of course in the opposite direction, uh, in which the boatman is about to go. Okay, because of action equal to reaction, and reaction are both are opposite to each other. So to get the reaction force, the boatman has to apply a force in the opposite direction so that the boat can go in the forward direction. And this is the case of upstream, and that's why a times comes when uh, the boat comes in equilibrium stage, that is there is no force acting, no overall force acting on the boat, and so the boatman appears stationary to the bank. Okay, to the observer at the bank. Okay, so here the case is that work has been done by the man, because he is applying a force on the water molecule, and water molecules are undergoing displacement. Okay, boat is not undergoing displacement, but water molecules are undergoing displacement. Okay, so the work is here positive. See here, a laborer carrying a suitcase on his head, starting from rest, walk on a horizontal road to another point, and finally comes to rest. He does. So of course, finally he comes to rest. Okay, and as the force is always towards the downward direction, because it is the weight of the force, and weight is always acting downward. Okay, see, weight is always acting downward, and the displacement happens in the horizontal direction, so we can say that there is no work. Okay, there is zero work. Okay, but here the answer is positive work, but I think it is the zero work. The correct option is zero work. Application of work: the work done by the force in various situations. See, uh, if a block is resting on the body, see here this case, if the block is resting over here on the ground, and without giving any acceleration, that is with a constant velocity, it is raised to a height h. So the net displacement of the body happens, okay, by h, and the weight is always acting downward, mg. So work here will be equal to mgh. Will it be positive or negative? Yes, it will be negative, because the force is acting downward and the displacement happens in the upward direction, so it will be equal to w is equal to minus mgh. Okay, minus mgh. This is one particular case. Okay, you have to find out the expression for it. Here there is a body of mass m and density d1, and lies in a non-viscous liquid of density d2. Okay, and the minimum work done to lift the body with uniform velocity through height h in the liquid means that the displacement happens inside the liquid. So you have to find out the net force. So here the net force is not mg. You have to consider also the part that is buoyancy force. Okay, so buoyancy force is equal to volume of the body uh, into the density of the liquid into acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so volume of the body, see the volume of the body, okay, into density of the liquid, it is here. In this case the density of the liquid is d2. Okay, and into g. This is the expression for the buoyancy force. Buoyancy force here, this one is b, buoyancy force. It is always acting in the upward direction, and there is one force mg is acting downward. Okay, and mg equal to volume of the body into density of the body, here it is d1 into g. So this is the expression for the mg. So just subtract it. Okay, from the bigger one. Okay, of course if the body is moving upward on its own, then the buoyancy force will be more. Okay, and if the body is not moving upward, okay, on its own, then in that case the weight will be more. Okay, so in both the cases we have to just find out the difference, and that way we will get the expression for the force, and just multiply it by the h, we will get the expression for the work done. Okay, so I'm not going into more detail. The expression for the work done against the gravity force inside the liquid, it is equal to minus mgh 1 minus d2 by d1. And in terms of relative density, here the relative density rd, okay, the relative density rd is actually d1 by d2. Okay, so on putting this value we will get this expression. I ask you to deduce the expression yourself, so that you will be able to know in more detail. Okay, here there is one bucket and it is to be raised. Okay, through a it is to be raised, actually the person, or you can say anybody, is actually going tries to lift the bucket full of water, and the length of the rope is L. But this length of rope, actually, sorry, this uh, rope is not massless. Okay, it has some mass and the mass is to be considered. So the displacement of the bucket full of water is h. Okay, h, yes, not h, it is L, because the whole length will is L. So the displacement of the bucket is L, and we just multiplied with mg, so we get the work done. Okay, for bringing the bucket full of water, okay, by a massless string or massless rope. Okay, but here there is a mass of the rope and it has to be considered. So there is one term called center of mass. Okay, you can say center of gravity. Sometimes center of mass and center of gravity both are same. Okay, you can consider in the case of symmetric body, center of mass and center of gravity both are same. So see, in this example, the rope, let us suppose this one is rope and it has a length L. So at the middle point, okay, at the middle point the center of mass lies, or you can say the center of gravity lies. So the displacement of the center of gravity point you have to consider. Okay, so the displacement happens if the whole bucket comes out, the displacement happens only L by 2, not L. Okay, displacement of the center gravity happens only L by 2, not L. Okay, so the total work will be equal to, let us suppose the mass, this one is capital M. Okay, M G into L by 2. Okay, this is the work done. The second part is the work done to carry the uh, uh, rope. Okay, a rope with mass small m, and the first part is to actually it is the work done to carry the bucket full of water through a height L of the rope. Okay, so just we have to add it and we will get the expression. This one is the expression, very important. Okay, many times the questions comes from it. So see the example. uh, Actually, the displacement here, this portion is L cos theta. Okay, this portion is L cos theta, this portion is L cos theta, L cos theta, and this portion is, let us suppose this one is H. Okay, H, and the whole length of the thread is L. So the H must be equal to L minus L cos theta. Okay, L minus L cos theta. And so if I just take the L, we will get 1 minus cos theta. This is the expression. So the work done will be equal to minus mgh. Okay, just put the value of h. Okay, you will get the answer. Okay, see here, this is the example, minus mgl 1 minus cos theta. There is also one work in the when the regarding the horizontal force F. Okay, so matter is that, let's see, uh, there is a horizontal force. See, we apply a horizontal force on it. Okay, at the at one of its point, or you can say at one of its trajectory, or at one of its path. So as per the definition of the work, we have to multiply the force and the displacement. Okay, so here the displacement happens in the horizontal direction, it is equal to L sin theta. See here, this one is L sin theta. If this one is L cos theta, this portion is L sin theta. Okay, okay, this one is theta. The sides in front becomes L sin theta, and the sides just beside it becomes L cos theta. This one is very important. Here the center of uh, gravity is lying at this point. Okay, but when it is raised to a some when the lower end is raised, okay, and it is fixed to the screen, see, so the lower part becomes like this. Okay, now the center of gravity will lie at this point. Okay, this point, this horizontal line. So if the whole length is L, so this one is will be equal to L by 2, but from this point it will be equal to L by 4. Okay, so just subtract the earlier, you can say the simply the displacement happens by the length L by 4, and the mass is M. Okay, so the work will be equal to minus mg L by 4. See, this one is minus mg L by 4. Now we can also find out the expression, if the 1/8 part of the length of the you can say uh, coil is lying hanging from the edge of the table. Okay, so that time of course this hanging part, okay, I don't know the mass of this hanging part, but I know the mass of the whole chain. The whole chain has a mass m, so only this part will have a mass will be equal to m by n. Okay, so the mass of this one is m by n, and it is the horizontal level. Now the chain is pushed a little in the left side direction, so that the all the chain that was hanging, all the chain portion that was hanging from the edge of the table, now they have to come on the horizontal table. And so the work done we have to find out. So first of all, find out the center of mass or center of gravity of this lower portion, okay, of this hanging part. So the center of mass will lie, of course, at the middle point, and the displacement of, if all the chains comes on the table, so the displacement happens. Now the center of mass or center of gravity will lie in the horizontal table, so the displacement happens by this one, L by 2n. So this is the expression for the displacement, and just multiply, the mass is m by n. Okay, and again there is one term g, just multiply all these things and we'll get the answer. See, 2n square. Okay, see, this is the expression 2n square, mgl divided by 2n square. So let's suppose the question comes that earlier the hanging part has a portion 1 by n1th, and the next after doing some work, now it is raised or lowered, whatever further, and now the hanging part portion is 1 by n tooth. Okay, 1 by n tooth. Okay, so that time how much work has to be done? So just simply here all the terms will remain same. Okay, we have to take the n square in bracket. So So the expression will be equal to mgl divided by 2, and it should be multiplied by 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. See, this is the example. Now there are number of cases, okay, number of sums are over there. So now it is the 1/3 part hanging. So how much work will be done? All the expression will remain same. So in here 2n square, it should be 3 square. So the expression will be equal to option 2, okay, that is mgl by 18. Work done by a constant force, work done by variable force, okay. If the work done by a constant force, then we get a rectangular curve, okay, rectangular area. See, the force is plotted along the y-axis and the displacement happens along displacement is plotted along the x-axis. So the work done, see, you will get this like figures. But what about when the force is not uniform, force is changing, force is variable? So that time the expression will be different and the graph will be, see, graph will be here the if I try to find out the area, we just have to multiply this part, this one part and this one part, okay, and we will get simply when we multiply, when we try to find out the work, we get the answer, we get the expression of the work, because work is equal to force into displacement. Work done by a variable force, okay. See, a number of things has been done, just see one example, okay. Now let us suppose that the force is plotted along the y-axis and the displacement is plotted along the x-axis. So at one point the force is at this point, okay, at another point we find that the force is changing, so it is becoming like this, okay. So at the end point, okay, I just draw a perpendicular on the x-axis. So this whole area, okay, this whole area is actually equal to the work done, okay, by the force F. And how to calculate the area, okay. So to calculate the area, we just take a very small portion, okay, and we find that this is one small portion and here the force is almost uniform, okay, almost uniform, because these 2 points are very similar, very close to each other. Let us suppose this one point and this one point. Draw the perpendicular on the x-axis, okay, and will be a very small strip, okay, and displacement here is very small. Let us suppose it is ds, okay. So work done in this case will be equal to f ds. The work done is very small, so take it as dw and we have to integrate it, okay, to find the total work done. So to get the integration done, here the variable is displacement s, okay. In case of integration, force is also variable, okay. So we take the displacement from 0 to s, okay, and that way we will get the total work done. See, xi, except here the x sign has been used in place of s. So this is the expression of work, see, and see the example here, same things has been done, see, okay. Just we have taken a very small strip, okay, and in that strip I assume that the force is very small, force is very almost constant, it's not changing. So just multiplied by the force and a very small strip length del x, so we will get the area, very small area. To get the total work, total area, we have to integrate it, and the limit point will be equal to from xi to xf. So the area between force displacement curve and force displacement curve and displacement axis gives, of course, it is the answer work. Okay, see. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like it, and for the next part I will say that I will just see the next part also to get the in-depth of this chapter. Thank you.